Good afternoon, I'm Dustin, author of the book Red Twilight. Some time ago, I was approached by a person who I found to be a fairly trustworthy source. And he had told me that science has proven the existence of magic and God. I tracked down the paper he's referring to and would like to read it aloud for all of you. Now, this is going to be different from what I typically do because I'm stepping far outside of my comfort zone and delving into theoretical mathematics. But if this article does say that magic is real, I have to imagine that we'll come across that section pretty fast. Let's see what we have.
Physics Letter B, Volume 741, published February 4th, 2015, page number 276 to 279. It was shown recently that replacing classical geodiagnostic with quantile trajectory gives rise to a quantumly correct Rayleigh equation, which will henceforth be referred to as QRE. In this article, we derive the second-order Friedmann equation from the QRE, and shows that this also contains a couple of quantum correct terms. The first of which can be intercepted as cosmological content. In case you would prefer to read this on your own instead of listening to my broken English, I'll go ahead and post a link to the article I'm reading in the general vicinity of here, and gives a correct estimate of its observed value, while the second is a radiation term in the early universe, which gets rid of the Big Bang singularity and predicts an infinite age of our universe. The generally accepted view of the universe homogeneously implies its small acceleration as inferred from type 1a supernova obstruction, CMBR date, and Byron arctics. However, quite a few remain to be better understood. The smallness of A equals about 10 minus 123 in Planck units. The approximate equality of vacuum and matter density in the current apex. The appropriate extreme fine-tuning required in an early universe to have spattled flat universe in a current apex. The true nature of dark matter, and the beginning of our universe in the so-called Big Bang. In this article, we show that one may be able to get a better understanding of some of the above problems by studying the quantumly correct terms in the second-order Friedmann equation, derived from the equation QRE again, which in turn was obtained by replacing geospecs with quantile trajectory. In particular, while one correct term can be interpreted as dark energy with the right density and providing a possible explanation for the coincidental problem, the other term can be interpreted as a radiational term in early universe preventing the formation of the Big Bang type singularity and predicting an infinite age for our universe. One naturally assumes quantum mechanics described trident equals RE by IS, assumes normalized and single values, which while studied explains its curve spectrum, including in cosmology, including REFs and single values. Some well-studied examples in curved spectrums included in cosmology include rifts. Damn it. For me who's trying to read this along with me, I'd just like to point out that this is a complete fucking mess as far as blocking is concerned. Alright. Associated with the four velocity fields, UA equals h by m at s, and explains 0 equals tr by uab equals HADUA, DHAD equals GAD equals UAUB. We will see later in this article that a conduit comprised of gravitation with a tiny mass in natural candidate for this fluid. Then QRE follows. dO over D2 equals minus 1 over 3 by 0, 2 equals RCD UCUD over plus H2M to HAD R over R colon A semicolon B plus E1H2 over M2 HABRAD. Theoretical physics are well above my spectrum of knowledge, and though I don't fully grasp what any of this means so far, I can say that despite not being a scientist, I can be a science cheerleader. And this looks amazing. I have to track down somebody who is a theoretical physicist to break down this equation for me and explain what the various numbers mean. By the way, before I go on, I'd like to point out the idea that it's taken me several days to finish reading and record this whole thing, during which time I have actually tracked down a real physicist, and I had wasted his Sunday afternoon by handing him a copy of the paper that I'm reading and asked him to read it along with me and explain some of the points and what they mean. At the end, what he had ended up telling me is that, looking over his colleague's notes, he came to the conclusion that this is good theoretical mathematics, but does belong wholeheartedly in the realm of quantum physics and makes some of the same mistakes that quantum physicists frequently make, and that is making assertions while failing to provide explanatory power. This math only works in a closed contained system wherein only the variables at hand play a factor. No external forces can apply. I don't know exactly what to make of that, but I think that if I could simply assert something without needing to explain why it happens, then I may not be doing science right. Okay, continuing from the bottom of page 2. Note that EQ follows directly the Kleene-Gordon or Dirac equation, and the equilibrium corrected geobasic equation that follows from them. The second order Friedmann equation, satisfied by the scale factor A equals T, can be derived from the above by replacing 0 with A03 \C and REDU over CU over D equal to 4 by pi G over 3 close caption P plus 3P close caption minus AC2 \3. Here the cosmological content A has dimensions of 1 by length squared as usual. A umlaut over A equals 4 pi G over 3 caption P plus 3P close caption plus AC squared over 3 plus H2, hey, I recognize that one, over 3M2 by, that appears to be had, close caption, square R over R, close caption, semicolon A colon B plus E1 H2 over M2 by HED RAB, where the density of P includes visible dark matter and may also include additional densities that arise in massive nonlinear theories of gravity. See sections 16, 17, and 18. Then H2 terms in EQS, see sections 1 and section 2, represent quantumly corrections. The first of these, also known as quantum potential, which vanishes in the h over 0 limit, giving back the classical Richeria and Friedmann equations. Note that these additional terms are not ad hoc or hypothetical, but rather an unavoidable consequence of quantum descriptions of the contents of our universe. Also, since it is well known that Bauman trajectories do not cross the contents of our universe, see sections 19 through 20, it follows that even when 0 or A naught equals dash infinity, the actual trajectory, as opposed in gyroscopics, do not converge, and there is no counterpart of Gendex incompatibleness, or the classical singularity theorems. And the singularities such as the Big Bang or Big Crunch are in fact void. The view is also supported by the quantumly correct geodetic divergence equation derived in section 10, which suggests that trajectories can never actually access infinite curvality. We will return to this issue later and consider the first of these terms, which naturally appears as a cosmological content. AQ equals H2 over M2C2, HAB over R slash R, C colon D. A over Q, depending on the altitude of R, or the wave function, trident, which we take to be microscopic ground states of candidates. Its exact form is not important to our argument, however, except that it is non-zero and spreads out over the range of our observable universe. This follows from the requirement of causality. Even if matter exists beyond the horizon, it will have no effect on what is inside the horizon, including the wave function. To estimate A over Q, one may assume a Garrison form. Trident equals exp close caption minus r squared over L squared 0, or for one which results when interactions of strength equals G, is included scalar field theory, such that trident equals trident 0 TANH close caption R backslash L0 divided by 2 close bracket, open bracket, g is greater than 0, close bracket. And trident equals divided by 2t0 SEH close caption R backslash L0 close caption open caption G greater than 0. It can be easily shown that R by R close caption A colon B equals 2 backslash L4, I'm guessing that's 4 L cubed, over 0, where L0 is the characteristic length scale in the problem, which is the order of the component's wavelength. L0 equals H backslash MC, see section 24, over which the wave function is non-vanishing. This gives AQ equals 1 over L squared 0 equals closed caption MC over H closed caption square, which has correct signs as the observed cosmological content. Next, to estimate its magnitude, we identify L0 with the current linear dimensions of the observable universe, since anything outside of it would not influence the accelerated wavelengths, which is represented by lowercase m. Can be regarded as a small mass of gravitation with gravity following a Yukawa type force law F. F equals minus gm singular m squared over r squared EP close bracket minus r backslash L0 open bracket. Since gravity has not been tested beyond the length scale, this interception is natural and may in fact be unavoidable. See section 21. If one invokes periodic boundary conditions, this is also the mass of the lowest Kelsium-Clan model. Substituting L0 equals 1.4 times 10 to the 26th m. One obtains m equals 10 minus 68 kg, or 10 to the 32nd eV. Quite constant with the estimated bounds of gravitational mass from the various experiments, and also from content of the establishment bounds of gravitational mass from various experiments, and also from, also from theoretical conditions, see section 26, 27, 28, 29. In other words, we interrupt the quantum candidates as made up of these gravitations and described by a microscopic wave function. Finally, plugging in the above value of L0 in QE section 4, we get AQ equals 10 to the 52nd close open bracket m close bracket minus square equals 10 to the 123rd Planck. Section 6, which includes matches the observed value also, since the size of the observed universe is about c backslash h0, wherein h0 is the current value of Hubble perimeter. One sees why the above value of QA numerically equates to h2 over 0 backslash c2, which is 8 pi g backslash 3c cubed times PCRT critical density, offering a valuable explanation of the concluding problem. Note that the above also implies that this equality will hold at all times during the evolution of the universe. While the above relationship may have been known, here we provide a natural explanation for it in terms of quantum correctness to ratio questions via the wave function of cosmic fluid. This is also bringing out the essential quantum origins of the small cosmological content. One may also be tempted to interrupt the quantum potential terms as a perfect fluid with WQ equals PQ backslash PQ equals minus 1 backslash 3 open bracket, such that QP close bracket XA minus 3 open bracket 1 plus WQ close bracket open bracket X a negative cube. However, careful analysis using the Chi Squad, I'm going to assume that's not pronounced the way it's spelled, Chi squared, technology of the luminosity distant various redshift of 580 union 2.1 supernova date point Bryan acoustic oscillation Hambol and CM shift parameters suggest that the corresponding density does not exceed 5% of the current density of the universe at 95% confinement level, and also does not play any significant role in the early light apex. We therefore do not consider that a possibility. Next, we conclude that second correctional term EQ, see section 2, which can be written in terms of H equals A backslash A, and for one species of fluids with P backslash P equals W as section 5. Okay, this is sort of embarrassing. So, it's taken me about 3 weeks to finish reading this scientific paper, and it appears that sometime in between last week, when I stopped recording, and this week, for one reason or another, the site that I was actually reading the article off of either banned me or 404'd. So, I don't have access anymore to the final thoughts section of the article I was previously reading. So, I'm going to have to cut this video here. And if any of you can find the original article or someplace where it was copied to and reposted, I'll go back and finish this. But in the meantime, I'm just going to have to say, try not to be confused by magic. When someone makes an extraordinary claim, do your diligence, cite their sources, fact check them. Now, I know that pieces of the article I'm reading were posted on talkorigins.com, Iron Chariots, and the Creation Institute. None of these are scientifically recognized sites. These are not peer-reviewed sites. This is a dumping ground for science. Now, Iron Chariots and Talk Origins can be credible from time to time. They usually cite their sources and post up good information. But go to the source. Go to Nature. Go to Science Journal. And make sure that you read the original claim and the rebuttal. I have no doubt that this paper, although was good, will probably not end up being groundbreaking, since it wasn't originally posted to a science website. It was posted to an open forum. I don't know why. I don't even want to wager a guess. So, I'm sorry. Have a good day, everybody.